Let's talk about District 186 finances now, and obviously a lot is still uncertain because we don't know what the state's going to do. There's already talk about pulling transportation dollars. There's some call for further cutting education funding from the state. The district has been spending down its reserves over the last couple of years. What are your thoughts as far as what could be cut or should be cut if state resources continue to decline and if the district has to make up that money in some other way? Or should the district, in fact, be seeking other revenues rather than cutting services any further? We'll start with Blake Handley.
Yes, I full-heartedly believe in seeking out other services to gain money and grants, and i.e. maybe readdressing the tax referendum that didn't pass. As far as cuts, I do not want to cut any online staff. I wholeheartedly believe we need all the teachers and the faculty that we have, but maybe we can look at some of the administrators that everybody keeps saying we're full of, and maybe addressing that issue and maybe eliminating some of those that are overlapping, per se.
Now, if I could just clarify, because you said be looking at some other sources of revenue, and you mentioned grants specifically, but you also indicated you'd have a willingness to look at additional taxes. Now, you mentioned the revenue. That would be that sales tax increase. That was just for school facilities, though. Would you be willing to look at other taxes or tax increases besides that?
No, sir, just facilities.
Okay, that sales tax question for the facilities. Okay. Scott McFarland, your thoughts on whether we should seek more revenues or what services can or should be cut if the district continues to lose state funding?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's not a matter of if we're going to start losing more funding from the state. They're going to keep cutting our funding, unfortunately, and we need to plan ahead for that. I think one of the things we can look at is the overhead and the redundancy built into some of the budget. There is quite a few, and I know we always harp on the administration side, but there are some areas where we can trim on the administration. Some of it deals with attrition, too. We need to look at some of the salaries, and when people leave the district, we need to decide if that position is still needed, and if not, that can save us some money as well. When it comes to, and also we need to look at vendors. You know, a company came to the school board a few months ago, and after a bidding process said that they could save the school board about $130,000 a year in printing. This discussion went on for quite some time, and the school board decided, no, we can do it in-house. Well, they haven't done it in-house yet, and they haven't done it before. So when we have people come in who have gone through a bidding process, who have proven that they can do the job, I think we need to look at doing that and actually saving money that way. When it comes to revenue, I supported the sales tax increase. I voted for it. But when I've gone around and talked to folks, I've seen that the reason why it didn't pass is because the people in Springfield and also in Sangamon County don't trust the school district right now with that money. And until we can have it to where they do trust us, they're not going to pass it. So I would not be in favor of putting the sales tax increase on the ballot right now because I know it wouldn't pass. We need to start showing the public that we're spending their money wisely, we've done everything we can internally, and then go to them and say, okay, see, we've done that. Now we still need help with facilities. That's where you come in and we need your help.
Is that mistrust of the district justified? Is it in your view accurate that the current school board cannot or should not be trusted with additional revenues from a tax increase? And what would you do to go about restoring that trust?
No, like I said, I actually voted for the sales tax increase, so I believe that we need the funds in there now. I think what we've seen is it's an issue where the school district likes to make a decision and then bring that decision forward for discussion. So the community is not involved in that discussion. So they get blindsided. Example being Fishans. The community was blindsided with that. We need to go in and actually do community input and let people know what's going on beforehand and show people we're using your money to do X, Y, and Z. And we'd like you to be involved in the discussion for X, Y, and Z. And once they've done that, we'll start changing some minds. And then we can go and say, see, we still need these facility increases. We need your help. Here's how the money will be spent. And then I think it will pass.
Blake Handley, your thoughts on whether the public would be correct if they have an impression that they don't trust the school board or the school district, and what do you do to restore that trust?
As far as the county-wide, that was county-wide, so the mistrust to me is not lying in just District 186 school board. That was voted on by Sangamon County as a whole, so you would have to say that you mistrust every school district. I think the misinformed was that the county board was going to be in charge of the money and could delegate how the money would be spent. And my thoughts on that are, with the tax increase, the money that is brought in should go directly to the areas and where it was brought in, i.e., say, Williamsville, Sherman, Rochester. They get the money that they've brought in to the district, their districts. As far as mistrust for District 186, I believe wholeheartedly that, they trust the school board. There's very good candidates up there right now, but we just have to sell that idea to the public.
We are going to take a short break here. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about teacher contracts. We're in a contract negotiation period right now. What should be part of that? Got some other issues we want to get to as well. Stick around. We're talking with candidates from Sub-District 3 in District 186. And again, our election coverage brought to you in part by Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. Stick around. More of the Jim Leach Show is on the way.